All right. So what's happened here with this firearm is the Smith & Wesson 586 is this is the hand, and the hand basically pushes up and rotates your cylinder through. And what's happened is it's seared or sheared off, pardon me, in the actual trigger here. So I'm just going to remove that. Alright, so now I've got the hammer out. Now I'm going to have to take the rebound housing out and the spring and then get to the trigger here. So that I will, the rebound spring. Okay, so that leaves my trigger pretty loose. So I should be able to just pick that right up. Alright, seem to be running into some camera problems here. So I've got the trigger removed, and you can see the old hand here. That pin has sheared off. And just to give you some reference, this is a replacement. So basically what happens is this pin here sits in here, and the bigger pin actually has its own slot. So I'm just going to drift that out after I clean the trigger up a little bit, and we'll come right back. Alright, so what I've done here is I was going to drift that out, but I think I'm going to be able to just tap it out very carefully. Alright, so just by tapping this a few times against this, I've been able to get that to come from being flush into the trigger out. So I'm just going to try to grab a hold of that without pushing it back in and give it a little tug here. And voila! We have the missing part of our hand, and we have our trigger ready to accept a new hand. I'm just going to flash back out here. Okay, so I have the trigger here and the hand, and it's a very straightforward process. The thick post goes in this hole here, the top hole, and then there's a larger sort of a concave basically just slides right in. The only really issue with this is there's a spring inside that puts force this way on the hand. And it's just getting that spring in position is rather difficult. The hand, it's just a little bit difficult. I really should have the hand in this in a vise of some sort. So right here is a spring, and what I'm trying to do is push that back and catch it with the this is the smaller arm, and I'm trying to catch the spring on that arm. So this is the broken hand, and what I'm trying to do is catch the spring on this arm. So I'm just going to work on this while my battery dies, and hopefully I can capture that. That's going to put the hand under spring tension and allow it to actuate. There it is. So what I've done here is get the spring actuated. So when the hand moves, it's pushed back forward. And now it's spring activated, and it should engage the ratchet on the cylinder. Alright, now that I have the hand installed, I have my tray of parts. This is probably the neatest way of working on a firearm. The tray is an old photography tray, and all your parts stay in one spot and nicely organized, and that way you don't lose anything. And the nice thing about this is you can cover it up, and then you just slide it in the drawer, and everything's where you left it. So anyway, now I'm just going to get the frame out of the gun safe and see if we can get it working. So I'm just working on getting the trigger here installed here, and just having a little bit of difficulty because I'm trying to do this, well, I'm trying to do this watching over a tripod. There we go. Alright. Alright, so we have the trigger reinstalled, and now what I'll do is, and I'll do this offline because frankly there's enough videos on it. I'll put my rebound spring and I'm going to put the rebound housing back in here, the hammer, the main spring, and then the hammer block here, and have it installed. I think that's a pretty straightforward reinstall, and there's lots of videos on that, and I think I may have one as well. So that'll be the next step, and when you see this next, it'll be dry firing. Okay. Now the firearm is got a new hammer.